sun, sea and sand. The constitutional monarchy and Principality of Monaco is famed for its glitz and glamour. And each year, for 1 week in August, it's also home to the biggest names in European football. With the Champions League and Europa League draws, the UEFA Football Awards and the UEFA Super Cup on the menu, it's truly a feast of football for the lovers of the beautiful game. Taking centre stage, as always, was the group stage draw for the Champions League, with representatives from all participating clubs eagerly awaiting their fates for the latest edition of Europe's premier club competition. A recipe of 32 teams and 8 mouth-watering groups certainly delivered on its promise of drama and spectacle, and assured players and fans alike a season to come full of thrills and spills. And of course, the UEFA.com magazine was on hand to soak up the atmosphere and bring you the news and reaction from the Grimaldi Forum.
Well, it's not easy, because it's the Champions League. It might appear easy, but in reality it never is. And in our group we have a very strong opponent, which is AC Milan. In recent years they might have switched positions with Inter, but they remain a great club with a great squad. And MeSsI are a club that also come from a strong league. They had a strong season last season, and they have made good signings. So they are definitely not an opponent to take lightly. So the most accessible opponent seemed to be FC Zurich, but we also have to approach them with a lot of respect.
First reactions are positive. It's nice to come back to this competition after last year again. After we were absent the years before because of our relegation. So now we can enjoy again the nice taste of this competition. The draw shouldn't be taken too lightly and taken respectfully. We are ready and very motivated to start well. First reaction is that this is the Champions League, where you play against the big teams, where you have matches everybody dreams of. So to play against Real Madrid and against Marseille is a good way to start in this Champions League campaign.
Well, first reaction, we're delighted to be here. Second reaction, you know, there's no easy group, no easy teams, but I think we've got to be generally pleased with our group. You know, we missed, I guess, one of the big potential draws in pot 2, but we've got full respect for Porto, so we know them well, we've played them twice, and I think it's a good group for us. So I think generally, whilst nothing's taken for granted, we'll be very happy to play this group.
Well, that was our first job, was to beat Celtic, and that was not easy. But you know, we're obviously glad to be here, and now we're focused on the next challenge, which is looking at this group and working out how we can progress to the next stage.
Like you say, last season was a great story, but it's all in the past now. Now we have to live in the present with a new Champions League, where we are faced with a very strong opponent, Inter Milan, with great players like Samuel Eto'o. We have very recent memories and connections when it comes to Inter, with familiar names like Motta, Quaresma, Mourinho and others in my own time here. So I have to say, this is a difficult group, because we also have to travel to Ukraine and Russia to play against two strong teams during a period that will be hard for us, because we are not used to playing in such cold circumstances.
It's a very strong group, and I think we weren't very lucky with the draw. In Juventus, we got an Italian heavyweight, but we're looking forward to meeting Hasan Salihamidzic again, who played with us before, and he's now at Juventus. And also Diego, who left Bremen to go to Juventus. So we would like to welcome them to Munich. And also, we share memories with Bordeaux. In 1996 in the UEFA Cup final. Back then it was still played over 2 legs. So we're looking forward to meeting them again, as well as traveling to Israel, to Maccabi Haifa.
That's good. I think we're delighted to be here. I think the draw, we've got sort of a couple of teams we've not played before, CSK Moscow and Wolfsburg, going back to Besiktas, we played them, so we're looking forward to it. It starts in earnest in a few weeks' time.
It's a very difficult group, especially with Barcelona, last year's Champions League winners, who of course strengthened their team for this new season. And also the other two teams are not easy to play. Just think of the trips we have to make from Milan. So a lot of time is needed for travelling.
Yeah, well, if teams are in the Champions League, obviously they've got some quality about them. But the most important thing is the travel, and the travel's not going to be too difficult for us. I'm sure the matches will be more difficult than the travel, but Lyon's an excellent side with a fantastic record in France. Fiorentina's come through the playoffs to get to here, and the Hungarian team will be an interesting side as well, obviously. Don't know too much about Hungarian football, but as I say, you're not complacent in any way, shape or form. It's going to be difficult, but as I say, I don't think the draw's been too unkind to us.
Yes, we will play against Chelsea. They are a very good team, also with Portuguese players in London. It will be a very balanced group, very difficult. There are 3 games of a very high level. All of the 3 teams have the same chance of getting through. And there is an outsider. It's Apoel's first time in the Champions League, and they can also make it very difficult for the other teams in this group.
You're absolutely right. Today, when we arrived in Monaco, we said, is it true or is it just a dream? Now we see it's a dream, and it was a fantastic night last night after the 3-1 to Copenhagen. Now we have been in a group with, let's say, 3 teams for the main countries or football countries, Italy, Spain and England. We'll do our best and we'll see what we can do.